Okay. Alright, so now here in this bird class, we have the wings method, the feathers method, and the beak method, okay? These are methods we created, right? We also have the main method, but the methods we created were these three, okay? So now we're gonna do, these methods have bodies. You see this body, this body, this body, right? And basically, these methods are normal methods, so they are regular methods, okay? Now, if we create a new package, right, and we call it interface practice, and then under interface practice, we type in new, we say Java class, but over here we change it to interface, okay? And let's say Toyota. Like this, okay? Now, in this, we can only create you see how here it says interface instead of class? And over here it says class because it's different. See? The rule for an interface is that the methods can't have bodies, okay? So we remember methods are attributes of your class, right? Or your object or whatever, right? So we're gonna say public void, what's an attribute of a car or a Toyota? An engine, right? So let's make engine, parentheses, this, look, error. It says make engine default, right? And interface abstract methods cannot have a body. So this is an abstract method. An abstract method cannot have a body, okay? Because interfaces only accepts abstract methods, meaning we have to erase the body, plain and simple, and then semicolon, okay? Now we go to the next one, and we do public void car brand, right? Oh no, sorry, we already have the brand. So model, right? So let's do the model. Okay. Now we can do something else. We can do public void. We can do how about we do fuel, okay? All right, so these are three abstract methods we just made, all right? Now, the whole purpose of an interface is to hide these things from the user, which you don't need to think about that much, but the point is that we're going to define these methods in another class, okay? So come here to interfaces practice, make another class, okay? And call it, what are we doing? This is Toyota, right? So let's do Camry. Okay, we do Camry, and we make a class. Now, the Camry class will have to inherit things from Toyota interface, okay? But in order for it to inherit things from the Toyota interface, right, you have to go to Camry and you have to make these two communicate with one another. They're not communicating. They don't really know about each other's existence. How can we do that, all right? So you would if it was an abstract class, but here you don't. Here you implement. Interface implements. So you write implements, and then you do the name, Toyota, right? Like this. Perfect. It says there's an error, but let's look at the error. It says implement methods, okay? So let's implement methods. It's showing us from the interface, because we're implementing from this interface, shows us that the engine method is there, the model method is there, and the fuel method is there, and these are the methods we're taking from this class, okay? So look, you press OK and 3 of them came. Okay, so now what you can do is you can start defining these methods. You can say V6. Okay. Over here you can say LE or XE, right? So Sout XE like this, right? And then over here you can do Sout. You can do which one? Yes. Let's do 95. Okay. So now, in fact, you don't even have, I don't think you have to do the quotations if it's a number. I think you can just print the number straight out. But now, how do we access these methods? Okay. Remember, in order to access methods, you always got to make an object. Okay. And in order to make the object, you have to make it inside of a main method. So PSVM, main method, create your object here. What is the name of the interface? Toyota, right? So the object creation here is a little different. You don't do class name, object name, and all that. You do interface name first. Why do we do that? Because these methods, fuel, model, and engine, are coming from the Toyota interface. So we can't make an object for this class because they're not truly present here. They're overrides, okay? So what do? We say Camry, okay? Now let's call it lowercase Camry equals new Camry, parentheses, semicolon. And then we do Camry dot whichever one we want. Let's start with engine. Look, you see engine, fuel, and model are shown, right? So engine Camry dot fuel, or no, sorry, I'm going to go with model first to keep the order. And then Camry dot, what is the third one? Fuel, right? Enter. Okay, now let's run this class. There you go. Now, here's one thing. If you think about it logically, the Toyota interface makes sense because every Camry is going to have an engine, it's going to have its model, and it's going to have fuel, right? But what's specific to this Camry that could be different from another Camry? The color, right? You can have color different. So you can make a method here, public void color, parentheses, semicolons, I mean not semicolons, braces. Now let's do Sout red, okay? So now, here's the thing. If we run this class, is red gonna print? It's not gonna print. Yes, but here's the thing. We can't call it with Camry. Why? Because, well, we could call it with Camry. I'm sorry. We could call it with Camry. Color. But you see, this one is coming from here. These 3 are coming from over in this one. So we run this one. Red. Okay. Now, in fact, I might have made a mistake. Let's do this as well. Let's try this. Okay, see now Camry is not recognizing this one anymore. Why? Because it's tied to the interface. So what do you have to do? this color method is here in this class, but these other methods are from the interface. So come here. This is not right. This is incorrect. You have to create another object. Okay. You have to say that so now you would do Camry because we're in the Camry class, and you can say cam equals new Camry. Yeah. Now look, cam dot, it's there, color. Now look, it turned yellow. Now we run it. There it is. So you need to remember that the reason we had to create two objects, these methods are coming from a different interface. But this method is coming from, those methods are coming from a different interface. This method is coming from this own class. So in order to access this method with an object, you have to create the Camry object. Up here, you have to create the Toyota object. Okay. So, yep.